The article titled, "Why There Are No Kangaroos in Bali and No Tigers in Australia," from Ed Zurich, discusses a study that investigates the asymmetric distribution of Australian and Asian vertebrates along the so-called Wallace Line. The Wallace Line, named after the British naturalist Alfred Russel Wallace, is an invisible biogeographical line running between Bali and Lombok, and Borneo and Sulawesi that mark the westernmost distribution of Australian fauna. This abrupt change in the composition of the animal world has long fascinated biodiversity researchers. The study was led by Loïc Pelissier, professor of ecosystems and landscape evolution at Ed Zurich. The researchers created a new model that combines reconstructions of the climate, plate displacements between 30 million years ago and the present day, and a comprehensive data set for around 20,000 birds, mammals, reptiles, and amphibians that are recorded in the region today. The researchers found that adaptations to the climates in the areas of origin are partly responsible for the uneven distribution of Asian and Australian faunal representatives on both sides of the Wallace Line. Animals originating from Asia, which evolved in a tropically humid climate, were more likely to hop across the Indonesian islands to reach New Guinea and northern Australia. On the other hand, Australian wildlife, which evolved in a cooler climate that had become increasingly drier over time, was less successful in gaining a foothold on the tropical islands than the fauna migrating from Asia. The researchers concluded that the historical context is crucial for understanding the biodiversity distribution patterns observed today. The findings are important as they make it clear that we can only understand today's distribution patterns of biodiversity if we include the geological development and climatic conditions of prehistoric times in our considerations. The heritage of long past epochs has shaped the patterns of biodiversity right up to the present. The study also has implications for understanding invasive species. Knowing the factors that influence exchange on long time scales is important to understanding why species can become invasive on more recent timescales. In the current biodiversity crisis, this can help us to better assess the consequences of human-induced invasions. The study was published in the journal Science.